Okay, hello. My name's Heather. Thanks for the intro, Talitha, and I'm going to share my screen. Optimize for sound and video. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's get going. I'm going to cover a lot today. Like Talitha mentioned, I own Video Service Hub. We create videos. A lot of what we do now is marketing for small businesses. So like video marketing, because that's what people need to grow. And social media is a good way to do that. And using video is an excellent way to do that as well. So today I'm going to talk about how to strategically use video throughout the buyer's journey. And the buyer's journey is a marketing term. It might sound familiar. It's essentially what all successful companies and brands utilize to make their marketing work for them. So before we even get into anything about video, let's go through what the buyer's journey is and what those 3 stages are that we're going to go through today so that you feel really comfortable with this phrase and know what I'm talking about. So there are 3 stages. There is the awareness stage. That's the first. These are chronological. And then consideration, and then the decision stage. And what each of these are, essentially awareness stage is just people realizing, oh, this thing or service exists. Maybe they didn't know, and now they know. They are aware. That is the whole thing. Super important stage, obviously, because you can have the best business service in the world, but if nobody knows about it, it does not matter at all. You're not going to make sales because nobody's aware of you. So that's the first stage. Once they become aware, they move into the consideration stage. So this is where they're doing a little research. They are aware this thing exists. Now they want more information about that thing or that service. So they're in the mindset of, oh, I need to learn more. I need to know about this service. I need to get my ducks in a row before I make a purchasing decision. In this stage, things like know, like, and trust are really important, especially if they are going to be working with you on a one-on-one basis. If you're that kind of service provider, then they definitely want to know you, they want to like you, and they certainly want to trust you before they make a purchasing decision. So we'll talk about ways to build all of those things. And then the final stage people need to get through is the decision stage. This is where they're really close to buying, but they just need a little something to push them over the edge. Okay, just like a little, okay, yeah, now I'm ready. Okay, so they're really close and then they're making that decision, yay or nay, in this stage. So if you think about this in terms of like Amazon, this is something we've all been through a million times when we're buying things. So let's say you see a video on social media, like there's a lot of really popular ones right now. They're like Amazon finds for the summer kind of a thing. So let's say you see one of those and there's like this pool umbrella that you didn't know it existed. And then the person's like, oh, this pool umbrella made the pool so bearable for the kids. And so you're like, oh, I need one of those. I mean, probably not if you're living in Denver like me, but let's just play along here. So you're like, oh, this umbrella exists for the pool specifically. I want to learn about that. I need to know more. So then you're in the consideration stage. At that point, you get to Amazon and you're doing your research. You're reading the description. You're looking through the pictures, trying to decide, do I want to buy this? Is this worth it? Is it going to break? I need to know about it, right? There might even be a video in those pictures and you watch the video. So you're in that research stage. And then you're getting close. You're now in the decision stage. Am I going to buy this or not? Am I going to add it to my cart or not? Here, you might scroll down and read the reviews because we all know that other people's opinions of things are very important to us too. So does it have good reviews? What does the AI say about the summary of their reviews? Or both, maybe there's a sale. Maybe you check out the price and see, oh, there's a coupon for it where I save 10% right now. Okay, cool. I'm going to get it. It's only $29. Boom, done. It's bought. So that's just a, quick journey through the buyer's journey. Of course, if you're selling a service that is higher ticket, this is going to take a little bit more work and time than something like a product. So let's walk through each stage and I'll talk about what videos work in these stages. So awareness, again, this is where people are becoming aware that your product or service exists, okay? What works really good here with video is those short form vertical videos, 15 to 45 seconds, that's not exact, that's roundabout. These are things you're posting on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube Shorts, wherever you like to do your social media. Instagram is a good one, in my opinion, if you're just going to pick one. But that's where they are. You've all seen these. They're often called Reels, right? So the great thing about Reels for the awareness stage is that, before I get to that, an algorithm made by these platforms pushes these videos out to new people. Okay, so with Reels, it's not just your followers that are seeing these videos. Of course, some of your followers will, which is great, sure. But an algorithm is going to show them to new people. So that's new eyeballs that are going to get on your content and become aware of you and your product or service. It's kind of like running ads, but you're not paying the money to run the ad. So ads are a great thing to run. Fantastic. We'll talk about that a little bit. But if you don't want to pay for ads, this is a great way to kind of get the same effect. It might not be as many people that are going to see it, but there's going to be new people seeing it. That's why these are really good. So with the awareness content, with those videos, you want to talk kind of high level as far as like the solutions that you bring, but you do want to talk specifically about the problems your ideal clients have, because you want people, your target market, the most important people that are going to see your videos are your ideal clients, your target audience. So you want to think about that as you're creating these videos. Like, what will my target customer hear that they're going to identify with? And that's going to be their problems. So if you can talk about problems they're having, they're going to be like, oh, that's me. She gets me. They know me, and they're going to be more likely to want to learn more about you, follow you, if you're calling out their problems in a really specific way that they understand and they feel heard, they feel listened to, they feel related to. That's going to really pique their interest and catch their attention more so than you just talking about your solutions in this stage. Posting every day is excellent for the algorithm because these platforms like people that use them a lot, that post a lot, that engage a lot. So that's going to look good. It's going to help you get a boost as far as sending your content out to more people. And it's going to just build your authority in your space. So I like to think about it like this. If you, as a service provider, are taking social media so seriously that you're posting every day or very often, okay, maybe not every day, but consistently 3 or 4 times a week or something like that, people are going to see you that are following you are going to say, wow, she's taking this really seriously. She's providing a lot of value here on social media. What would it be like to work with her? Like, what kind of value would she provide if I was paying her to be a client? Probably a lot. So it makes you seem like a great person to work with, right? And you're going to build that authority because you're giving them value. You're talking about their problems as though you are a solution to those problems. And that's going to build authority in their mind. So even if they don't need your service immediately, they're not like looking for a lender right now, if that's what you are, they're still going to, if they see you a lot there and you've built authority in their mind, when they need a lender, they're going to think about you. Or if they have a friend that needs a lender, oh, you've got to check out so-and-so. I've seen them on social media. They really know what they're talking about. So you get that little bump of authority, which is, fantastic. With these videos, there is a specific formula that works best to capture people's attention and keep them engaged watching it. And you might know this, or this might seem familiar once I tell you, but because a lot of creators use this, the formula is hook, value, and call to action. So your scripts for these videos, if it's you talking on camera, that's what we're talking about here, like that sort of video, you want to start with a strong hook. This is the first 3 to 5 seconds where you're saying something that sounds bold or surprising or shocking or interesting that's going to hook them in to make them want to watch the rest of the video. The value part is the longest part of the video. This is where you're giving them a little bit of value. Okay, whatever the topic is, you're saying the thing that's going to make them go, oh, wow, okay, they know what they're talking about. Cool. I learned something here. And then your call to action is just the last part. You're telling them what you want them to do next. This could be follow for more tips like this. It could be DM or comment the word blank to learn more. So it can, there's a lot of ways you can go with your call to action, but you do want to tell them something. You want to tell them to do something. It helps if people hear some kind of instruction at the end of a video. So let's watch an example here, and I want you to think about it in terms of hook, value, and call to action. Here we go.
There's one thing I want you to know about midlife. It's the fact that you're going to lose between 1 to 2% of muscle mass every single year. That can translate into 6 to 10 pounds of muscle every single decade. And that can be the difference between you picking up your grandchild, your groceries, putting your luggage in an overhead bin. So think about that. You don't want to sacrifice that. So what can you do? You can start a strength training program now. I've actually been doing strength training for 40 years. I can't even believe it. And I've actually been a midlife women's trainer for 10 years. So I've written a plan for beginners just to get you started. DM me the word workout and I'll send it to you now.
Okay, let's say I DM her that word workout. I can instantly get a reply that comes automatically that sends me the link to that workout video. There it is. Okay, so think back to that video. Her hook was, there's something I want you to know about midlife. Every decade, every year, you're going to lose 1 to 2 pounds of muscle. Right. And if you're in midlife, you're like, yeah, I've noticed, you're relating to that video and you want to be like, okay, what's she going to say about it? Right. The value part is, hey, you can start a strength training workout. And she also builds a little authority by saying, I've been a women's strength training coach for 10 years. It's, if you can throw in little things like that do build your authority, that's great. Not totally necessary every time. But it's good if you can add that kind of thing in. So then, the value is like, I made an easy plan for you to start. Call to action is if you want it, DM or comment this word. Now, the cool thing about that call to action is you are having people come to you. So that is telling you they want information. They are interested in this thing. That's really good. I mean, asking them for a follow, sure, that's great because good, right? You'll have more followers and they might see more of your content. But if you have something super specific like that, DM or comment the word workout, it's just telling you immediately they want to learn more. So they become a lead like that fast. So that's why a strategic call to action can really help you out. Granted, you have to have something to send them at that point. You can't do that and then they don't get anything, right? Which will take us right into the next phase, which is the consideration phase. But I will say here, yeah, thanks for that question, Megan. That's what I was about to say. The way you can make this happen automatically is a software called ManyChat, M-A-N. I'm just going to put it in the chat, manychat.com. I think it's .com. It might be .co or something, but a lot of there are other softwares that do this too. A lot of CRMs do this now, but you just set up an automation. So if it gets that keyword in your inbox or your comments, it will send that person a DM directly to whatever you tell it to. So you can add a link. And the cool thing about that is that it's automatic. It's quick because if I'm a person scrolling, it's just so easy to keep scrolling, right? So if I take the time to go, type in a keyword to somebody and I'm in their inbox right then, it's within seconds, I'm going to be like out of there, right? But if I get a message back right away, then that lead is going to be capitalized on more easily than, me having to manually go in, check my messages. Oh, somebody messaged me. I'll send them this thing now. So yeah, so something like ManyChat is a great way to build an automation like that for people. Okay, I have a question here, and I'm not sure what you mean. Hillary says, is animation better to get audience? Do you mean like being an animated person, like persona? Let me know. Okay, let's move into the consideration stage, and that is where they are doing their research. They want more information. All right, so what works here is some more long form types of videos, okay, that are free. Okay, you're not charging people for this sort of content. This is also like, if you think about not video terms, this is where you'd have a freebie. You might have a download that's a checklist or an ebook or something like that. So if you don't want to do video, you're like, I don't want to do long form trainings in video, that sounds tough. You can still utilize another type of freebie. But by giving them some value here, after they've said, hey, I'm interested, I'm aware, and I want to know more, this is a good place to give them something valuable for free. So if you do go with video, these long form training videos should solve a specific problem. So for instance, in Anissa's, that woman we just saw, hers is a workout. So she's going through some basic workout movements in her long form video. That's getting them started with strength training. That's solving a specific problem. You're losing muscle. Let me help you solve that problem. You're showing your value in these, you're not giving away the farm, you're not giving away all of your knowledge, but you're showing them you're legit, you know your stuff, you're going to be able to help them if they work with you. You want to make them feel understood, speak in their language, their terms. For instance, if you're a personal trainer and, some woman's like, oh, I want to get rid of my bingo wings. And you say, yeah, we'll work on your lat strength and your triceps. And she's like, okay, but I just want to get rid of my bingo wings. You have to say, well, get rid of your bingo wings by adding specific exercises, right? You want to speak in their language, which you should be able to do if you know your target audience and clients really well. These are where these videos are going to help build the know, like, and trust factor more. Certainly your awareness content can do that, of course, can start that process. But here they're getting to know you more by seeing you on video. That's one reason why video is a good way to do this, because they, get to see you, your mannerisms, how you are. So they get to decide if they like you, if they like what they're seeing. And you're also building trust by giving this value that you're giving away for free. But again, you do want to leave them wanting more. You're not going to solve all of their problems here with these free trainings. You're just helping them solve a little bit of their problems. So moving on with that same example, if I come in here and I got that message from Anissa and I click on the link, oh, let's go check out this workout. Here she's got a workout, a video that's just specific. Here's the exercises. It's about 11 minutes long. And it just goes through some more information, and then she shows like specific form, how to do this, how to do that, so that I get a good understanding of what this workout's going to be, who she is as a trainer, if I'd want to work with her more. So it's helping me really consider, consider her as somebody to provide a bigger service to me. So that is great for consideration, right? Okay, so again, there are other ways to do consideration. Like I said, any kind of freebie. You can even do more consideration type of content to post on social media. Okay, so you can do some reels that are a little bit longer, that might not be as attractive to people in the awareness phase, but your followers might appreciate, you showing more value, solving more problems in a little bit longer of a video. So, I should back up. The reason why video should be short in this stage is not necessarily because of limits on social media. It's more because of limits in people's minds, right? They don't know you yet. They are strangers. Stranger is not going to give you that much time. So you got to kind of be quick with these, right? That's why they need to be short. So you got to get in there, hook, value, call to action as fast as possible. So otherwise they're going to scroll on, right? They're not going to give you the time of day unless you pique their interest enough. That's why awareness content should be short. Consideration can be longer because you know that they are interested in getting to know you more, and they're going to give you more time at that point. Okay, and then that point they're in the decision stage. So the things that work best here are testimonials, social proof. So that's the part of Amazon where we all go, all read reviews. If there's review videos, we might watch them. But these are so powerful to hear other people's experience. So these can be posted on social media. They can be scattered about on your website or wherever else you might post things. But you almost can't have too much social proof or testimonial. So like anytime you can get one, fantastic. Written, video, whatever you can get. But video ones are really powerful, I think, because you get to hear someone talking about it. You see them. If there's any results to be shown, that's nice to see. And they're not fake, right? I mean, I feel like with written ones, they can be, right? I mean, I hope people aren't just posting random crap that they're making up. But people might wonder if that's the case, if it's just a written thing. So let's watch one here. Anissa has this one from a woman, and oh, she has some written ones here, which again, it's like, okay, these are powerful, yeah, but right, are they real? Versus a video one. And this woman's talking about weight loss, so we see the difference here too coming up.
Anissa at Be Untethered Enough. I've been struggling with my weight and body confidence for several years now. I was at my heaviest, 210 pounds, and I was not happy, not healthy, and I definitely did not look in the mirror. I was able to lose 33 pounds. However, even though I was now at 177 pounds, I still wasn't happy, did not like the way my body looked. So Be Untethered shared with me the importance of strength training. So after only 2 months of strength training, I lost another 10 pounds, so now I'm at 167 pounds. The most amazing part about this strength training is that I lost inches around my waist, around my hips, around my chest, around my arms, around my legs. I am going to continue on this journey with strength training.
So I didn't finish it, but she basically just says like she recommends it. Okay, but that's pretty powerful. You can put those again, social media, anywhere they can go. But also the cool thing about Instagram specifically is that you can categorize highlights. So you can have all your testimonials in one spot. So if somebody is on your profile, they're in that decision stage, even consideration, and they're really like doing their research here, they can easily figure out where to find something. So they're not just necessarily scrolling through your profile looking for testimonials. They can go right there, right? And to make a highlight, you simply post one of your whatever post as a story, and then from stories you can hit save as highlight. So that's how you get those there. So that's testimonials. The other thing that can work in decision stage are things like urgency or sales, which are not necessarily video. I mean, they can be, right? You could always get on video and talk about something like that. But if you do have, these are just good sales practices. If you can put urgency behind something, we only have space for 2 more people in our program this month, or, for the fall, we're giving people a percentage back if they. Okay. All right. So some key points about this buyer's journey and the videos that you can use. You want to do a lot of awareness content. That's the stage where you want the most quantity of videos. For obvious reasons, you want more people to see it. You want more eyeballs to become aware of you. And you also have to think about the buyer's journey as a funnel, because it is. You're going to have more people at the top of the funnel. You're going to have more people that are aware of you. And then fewer people are going to consider you. Fewer people are going to get to the decision stage. And that's okay. That's just how sales and marketing works. But you do want the bigger amount you have up here of people that are aware of you, the more people you're going to get to the other stages, which is great. You can have multiple long form trainings. So Anissa, for instance, she has, the strength training workout, but she also has a video training that is more about eating and diet in midlife and what works there. And then a couple of other things. So with the multiple trainings, you're showing people that you provide different types of value, and you can also use multiple calls to action. So not every video has to be DM or comment the word workout, DM or comment the word workout. You can have mix that up quite a bit if you have extra trainings, or maybe you have one long form training and that's great, but then you have a couple other free downloads that they could have that are written so that you just have more options of things to send people in the consideration stage. Another really, really important thing here is to follow up in the DMs, in the messages. So again, having that comment or DM the word blank is great because it gets people in your inbox. And by that happening, you can have a real human conversation with them. So they can ask you their questions. You can personally give them the value they're looking for, and that will really help them in the consideration stage. Sales are often made in conversations, just casual, normal conversations. So by getting people in your DMs, that's so much more valuable than just, having some person who's just watching all your content, but you never talk to them. They never actually interact with you. They're less likely to become a client versus somebody that maybe saw 1 or 2 videos, but got in your messages. That's way more valuable. So you always want to be, even if you just get a new follower and they don't message you, you can always reach out and say, hey, thanks for the follow, love your profile, curious how you found me, and just start a conversation with them in there. Might lead to nothing, but it might lead to, getting a lead and turning them into a client. Ads. So ads are great. You can utilize them in the same way as the awareness content. In fact, even some of your awareness content can be run as an ad. It could be boosted so that you're paying for more people to see it. But you just want to make sure you're not running ads until your profiles are optimized. And by that, I mean that you want some good, valuable stuff on your profile. You don't want to have an Instagram profile that it's all old quotes and some pictures of your family, and that's it, and then run ads from there. What you want is a profile that the bio makes a lot of sense. People can easily go there, see exactly who you are, what you provide, who you help, and you have like new, fresh content, ideally videos that are reels, mixed in with some other posts. That's totally fine. But you just want some really relevant stuff so that if they find you from an ad and they click on your profile, they get there, they have stuff to watch there. They can instantly go into consideration mindset and start researching you. Or they just see, oh, this person's real, they're posting stuff, they're taking this seriously, like this is somebody I want to learn more about, versus, your profile's just has a quote that says live, laugh, love, and it's from 2022 or something. That's not going to intrigue them very much. So that's my take on ads. Plus you want to have some budget, right, to spend. You want to put at least $10 a day behind any ad. More is better. But you want to be able to financially do that. And they can be really great to get more awareness, more eyeballs on you. Okay, I'm moving into a separate kind of section of this presentation, but I want to stop there and see if anyone has any questions so far. Oh, okay, here's another one. About this part, about the buyer's journey, and then we'll move into tech setup. So like how to record yourself on your phone to make it look best. So Hillary asks, which ads will you recommend to boost sales? So a good ad, well, okay, so to boost a post, to make it an ad, you can run some content organically first to see what is working, like what gets the most views, what gets the most engagement, then that's good. You might want to try putting a little money behind it to see if that continues with more people seeing it. I would not necessarily think about it like I'm boosting this post, I'm running this ad to get more sales. I mean, I know that's the ultimate goal, but you want to think about it more like I need more awareness, so I'm going to run this ad. Because especially if you're a service provider, you're likely not going to run an ad and instantly get sales from it. You're going to run an ad, get some followers, get some conversations going, and then you're kind of nurturing and working that lead to get the sale. So it's easier to run a product ad and get sales directly to that product, but to run an ad for a service, it's tough to get an instant sale from just running one ad. Okay, it takes some time and some nurturing and getting them through that buyer's journey before they're going to buy. Where is a good place to find content to present? Oh, okay. So I think you mean like to talk about? Yes. Man, there's so many places to come up with content for your videos. So you know what? I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and pull up another presentation because I have them all listed. Hold on, it's just right here, maybe. That's a great question, and I'm really glad you asked. Okay. Let me share again. Okay, so where can you get your content ideas? So I want you to take a little time to brainstorm and write out all of your target clients' pain points. So as a provider of a service, you should definitely know what those are. And I want you to just think of everything that they struggle with, that they want to fix, that you can fix, obviously. So just write those all out. All of those things can be different topics for videos. The cool thing about awareness content in these short form videos is that they're short, So you're not giving away the farm. You're not talking too at length with any one video. So you can really specifically individually make videos for every different pain point. And you're just calling them out, talking about the thing they're struggling with, relating to them, and then presenting that there is a solution, but you're not necessarily presenting the entire solution within that video too. So that's one thing that you could get lots from that. Frequently asked questions. If you have, a lot of people have this on their website even, what are all your frequently asked questions that you get from people? Each one of those can be a video too, a thing that you're talking about, explaining, calling out. Think about the problems you solve. Another good one to brainstorm. What are all, and you can even do this next to your pain points. You can list those all out on another column. What are the ways that you solve them? That can be similar content, but a little bit different. You could also within that tell stories about times that you have solved people's problems. So it could be, I had this client, Anne, and she was struggling with XYZ. And what we did was blah, and now her life is, much better because this. So telling stories, if you don't just want to go information, having a little storytelling about clients is nice because it's kind of like social proof, but it's not the person having to get on camera to give a testimonial. It's like you're giving it for them. It's kind of pick up some of your content. There's a great called answerthepublic.com. And it essentially is, it's who's it made by? Neil Patel. He's a marketer. But if you type in a keyword, like one or two keywords. So let's say for Anissa, back to the client, she works with women in midlife. So menopause is a big thing. So if you type in menopause in the search bar, it will pull up everything people are searching with that keyword in Google right then, like currently. So it might be, what age will I hit menopause? What's, how do I not have night sweats during menopause, whatever the case. So everything. So there's just hundreds of phrases, and it shows you the search volume as well for those phrases. So you can go in there, see, oh, this has a high search volume. People are really searching for this phrase right now. Make a video on that thing. So that's a great way to get, it's kind of like FAQs, but they're real questions coming from the internet that people are typing into their Google search bar. So it's really specific. And also, I really encourage people to research others that are in your space. So if, you're a title company and you're making content, you can go to Instagram, TikTok, do some research, see what other title companies are posting. You can kind of tell from their profile and their videos, if they're having success on social media, if they're getting a lot of views or engagement, they have a lot of followers, and see what they're doing and then copy it. Not an exact copy, but a lot of social media is copying. If you watch trending videos, it's all people doing the same thing, using the same sound, but making it their own. You can do the same thing with this type of video, with like the authority video where you're talking, copy somebody else's topic at least. So, if somebody has a video that's doing great and it's about the 3 things you need to know before buying a house, do the exact same thing, but make it, your 3 top things that are hopefully going to be a little bit different than theirs. But it's kind of like you don't have to reinvent the wheel. If something's working on a platform for somebody else, it could work for you as well. So definitely research others in your space. I actually have an example here of this guy, Braden Shaw. I don't know if anybody knows him. Maybe he has a lot of followers, 1 million. But I know for a fact, because I've watched some of his training, he does really well, obviously, with social media, and he's grown very fast. So the way he gets all of his topics is by doing research. He'll go to TikTok, see what other people are posting about net worth, because that's kind of his brand, and then do the same thing, but make it his own. And his videos are all pretty basic topics, but they do really well because he's consistent. He sees what's working for other people. And then he's interesting enough to talk to. He seems like a very, knowledgeable guy, and people do watch.
The 3 money moves to make in 2024. I give a lot of advice on this page, and oftentimes people get overwhelmed thinking they have to do every single one. My wife actually asked me the other day, how many of your videos do we actually do as a family? So we flipped through like 50 posts and we did 49 or 50. Pretty good. There's one we didn't do, but it can be overwhelming. If there was only 3 things that I would tell you to do this year, here are the 3 that I think everyone should do. Number 1, and the easiest one, is get your money into a high yield savings account.
I feel like he can have longer content because he's already very successful and popular. So all his videos are like over a minute. But you know, they're pretty basic. It's like, here's some advice. It's almost always a list, and they work really well for him. And again, like I said, his entire method of finding content is researching what other people are doing. So there you go. There are some ideas to lead that. And let me just go back to my other presentation. Any other questions about the buyer's journey? Has AI added quick resources to market? Have you used any? Yes. Hold on. Yeah, AI can be helpful. Certainly. Like for instance, sorry, I'm having trouble sharing this and doing 2 things at once. Okay. AI can be helpful. Like I have used it to write captions. So the part under the video, you know, that you can just write like a blog. I mean, there's like no limit to how long you can write under there. I always have like disliked writing those. So I've started using AI where I'll say, hey, Chat GPT, I need you to write me a caption for Instagram. Here's the topic of the video. Here's my target audience. I'll often paste the script from the video into Chat GPT so they can just read the script so they know exactly what I'm saying in the video. And then they just write the caption. I would say anytime you use AI to do something like that, you can also have it write your scripts. You can say, hey, I'm a blank, here's my target audience. I need you to write me 10 topics for social media that will call out to my target audience. I mean, you can tell it to do everything that I'm telling you to do. I would just say whatever you use it for, you really want to edit what it outputs, because it's just like there's a Chat GPT language feel to anything Chat GPT is doing, and people can tell. It's yeah, it's like not human. It's not a human way to talk. And again, you want people to know, like, and trust you, so you want to sound like yourself as much as possible. So it can be really good for idea generation, let's say, but anything it writes, to just edit afterwards so that it doesn't sound robotic. I made a big mistake earlier this year and had it write like 30 videos for me. And I was like, yeah, these are good. I think these are good. And I like filmed them and edited them. And I was like, yeah, they're pretty good. And then as I was posting them, I was like, these are so bad. I just hate them so much. I mean, I posted all of them anyway, but I didn't get a lot of traction because I just don't think they were very good. I don't think they sounded like a normal person, and definitely not like me. So from now on, I'm always going to be editing whatever it outputs. That's my opinion. I know for certain other people are like, oh yeah, Chat GPT does all of my social media for me and blah, blah, you know. I mean, there's definitely ways to use it where people maybe have figured out a better way, but I just haven't quite gotten there myself. Okay, so let's run through this quickly. If you're shooting your own videos, certainly use your phone because it's a great camera and you have it with you. But there are some things you can do that are like quick wins to improve the look and feel of your content. Because I do think the more professional your videos look, the more seriously people will take you. And they're just easier to watch if they're professional. That's just how it is. They look better. That's why, you know, the word professional is a thing. So we're just going to go through 4 ways you can improve. And we'll start with stability. So stability is keeping your camera still. And the best way to do that is using a tripod. Surely you've seen a tripod before. It's just a thing and you put your camera on it and then it's still. So ta-da, there you go. That is stability. Here's a good example.
If you want to stop spending so much money on food every single month, there's one thing that you have to do. It's going to sound a little obvious.
If you are not absolutely blasting morning sunlight, 10 to 15 minute brisk walk or some form of activity to juice the heart rate, a little bit of water with electrolyte, even just some pure sea salt or Himalayan salt.
He's interesting. right? But like, why are you moving your hand so much? Stop doing that. It's difficult to watch. Okay. So I would I mean, if you have to hold your phone, you can, but just be as steady as you possibly can be. And that's going to help. You can also just set your phone against something. Right? If you're at your desk, it could just go against your computer, your wall, whatever the case. You can use a binder clip even. This is kind of a fun hack here. Just get a binder clip and clip it on the bottom of your phone, and then you have a tripod there. So you set it, you still have to set it on your desk or whatever, but it will stay still for you. So that's probably the cheapest tripod on earth right there. You could also get something fancy like a gimbal, if you've seen, I don't have mine out. That's good if you're doing something with a lot of motion, more so than something where you're just talking. But there are a lot of phone devices that you can get on Amazon or wherever. So those are fun to use. For lighting, you really, if you're on camera, whoever's on camera, you want to light their face as much as possible. So this is a really bad example. This is just overhead light. That's it. Look how terrible I look. I'm all shadowed. I look older. I mean, you see all my wrinkles, really hardcore. If I simply put some light on my face, this is using a ring light, which is cool because it's also a tripod, then, it just softens your skin a lot more. There's no like crazy harsh shadows anywhere. And you just look a lot better, which of course we all want to look our best on video. Like that's a natural thing. When I'm doing my Zooms, I have a big soft box light over here, turn off my overheads so that I always look pretty decent on video, which I feel like is important for somebody that owns a video company. So ring light's a good one to get. If you have glasses though, then ring lights are going to catch that glare really bad. So maybe not if you're a glasses person. You can use a window, just face a window, and that's going to light your face nicely and softly. Here's backlit. This is what you don't want to do with a window. But if you flip places, then, it'll light you up pretty well. And you can also just turn off your overheads if you don't want to buy extra lights or anything. Just use some lamps and place them on the sides of your phone so that it's getting more directly on your face and not coming. This is just the worst way to light. Also, shooting in your car can really work. It's really nice, even light, and the sound is good too in your car. So if you watch social media, you see videos like this. Like, look how nicely she's lit. Like,
I've been
nice,
thinking
soft,
about this
even
for a long
light.
time.
Fantastic,
About
right?
how
If you're doing something really professional looking, your car is not the most professional setup. So you do want to, think about, well, what are you talking about? Does this match my style and brand? But it's an idea. For sound, if you're talking on camera, you want your sound to be really good. You want people to be able to hear you clearly, not struggle to listen, not have a lot of background noise or anything like that. And a microphone is the best way to make that happen. So I'm going to play a video where I'm using a mic and where I'm not using a mic so you can really hear the difference. Oh, hey, are you in the market for a microphone? If you're not, you should be, and here's why. This is what I sound like without a microphone. And this is what I sound like with a microphone. Big difference, right? This little guy, it's called the Lav mic. It's under 40 bucks on Amazon and it picks up great sound. You can either clip it to your shirt or under your shirt, but I like to hold it because to me it says, hey, I care about quality. One more time, this is what it sounds like without the microphone. I am a little bit closer to the phone, so it's slightly better, but it's still not great audio. I'm gonna clip this little guy into my phone, and then this microphone will just automatically. Right. You can really hear the difference there, like this is time. Even if you had captions to your videos and everything, I mean, that's good and you should, but people still want to be able to hear you if they're listening to it too and not struggle. Here's a bad example of sound.
storing leftover turkey, dosing it, as I call it, so it's in proportions. This is going in the freezer for sandwiches, school lunch, like in a month when everybody's interested in eating turkey again. This is for tomorrow for lunches.
Okay, so you can hear her, but it's a struggle between the rustling of the bag, the background noise, and the music. It's just too much. It's like annoying to listen to. So consider getting that. Again, they're really cheap. If you don't want to get a mic, just avoid noisy, big, echoey spaces. That's going to help a lot too. Stay close to the phone, like about here is going to pick up better sound than even a little bit further away, because you do have an internal mic on your phone, obviously. And the closer you are to it, the better sound it'll get. And you can also shoot in your car. because it usually sounds pretty good in there too. But again, same things I said about lighting. Do you want the look of being in your car? Okay, and then music, yes, you can add. I usually add music to client videos, but just really low, like very background. It doesn't need to be a main focus, and it definitely does not need to compete with your voice, because what you're saying is the thing, right? Is the thing people need to hear. So just a very, very, very light accompaniment is fine. Okay, framing. This is essentially how you're setting the camera up, and how you're filling the frame with the subject. So here's a good example. See how she's filling the frame really nicely? Like there's not a lot of extra headroom. She's just like obviously the main subject. Again, he's filling the frame really nicely. She's filling the frame nicely. She is not filling the frame nicely. This is called headroom, all this extra space up here, and there's no reason for it to be there. Nothing's happening up top here. We don't need to see her ceiling, and she looks small in the frame and not very authoritative. Same here. Why is he so small? Why is there so much extra room in the background and above his head, right? Now, if you shoot this way for a reason, like you're going to have a graphic up top the whole time, then cool, that makes sense. Shoot that way. Here again, she's got her graphic and her captions up top, so this is how she's going to shoot. That works. But you just want to be intentional if you're not filling the frame. Why are you not filling the frame? You also want to shoot at eye level with your phone, with your camera. And I'm going to play a video that explains what I mean by that.
The easiest, quickest way to improve your social videos, which is you talking to the camera, is to frame yourself properly. I'm gonna show you 2 ways you don't wanna frame to start with, and then I'll show you the right way. First way is to shoot down at this angle. A lot of people do this because they think it's more flattering, but I'm like craning my neck up to make eye contact with the camera, and you can tell I'm looking up at you. This is an awkward angle. You want to make your videos feel like you're talking one-on-one with somebody. You also want to avoid shooting up at yourself. This is not a comfortable angle to speak to someone either. It looks like I'm looking down at the camera, like I'm talking to a little child. You don't want your audience to feel like they're being spoken at. You want that camera just right at eye level. So here I am, the camera and I are eye to eye, we're making eye contact. I'm speaking right to you, the person watching the video.
Okay, the other thing you want to watch for if you're shooting in selfie mode is not to look at yourself, but look at the lens. So it's hard to do because if you can see yourself, it's hard not to look at yourself, you know, because you're right there. But you want to look up just a little at the top because that's what's going to make it look like you're making eye contact instead of looking down. So here, you know, just looking at thumbnails of this woman, she's obviously looking at herself on the screen every time she makes a video because she doesn't know any better. I mean, it's not like ruining the video necessarily. It's just kind of an awkward thing to watch. So do watch out for that when you're doing selfie mode, which it's fine to shoot in selfie mode. If you're alone, it's kind of like you have to. So that is the tech setup. The other thing I want to just mention with your social videos is editing. I'm not going to teach you how to edit on this presentation in the next like 5 minutes, but just a few key points. People do want their videos to move quickly, to just, you know, because it's awareness content, right? They're just scrolling. They don't want to spend a lot of time. So they want things to move quickly. So you want to start your videos fast. You don't want to have gaps between your thoughts, your sentences. You don't want pauses. You don't want filler words like or whatever else you might say. So you want everything to just be kind of chop, chop, chop. You don't want to just like speak super fast to get through it. You just want to cut out anything that's not necessary. So the whole starting fast thing, here's a bad example.
Hi there. Today's video, I will
So there's
be
just no
talking
reason
about
for her to
triggers.
say, hi there.
And I will be answering
In
3
today's
questions.
video, I will be, you want to think about your hooks. So instead, start this video with, today I'm talking, or not even today, just there's 3 triggers that you've got to know before you talk to your partner, or I don't know, whatever she was talking about in the video, but just start out with the hook, say the subject, whatever it is. No time for greetings or anything like this. Same here.
Dr. Sumana Mule here, Mira's Gastroenterology and Gut Health. I just want to talk about something very basic today, which is
pretty far
all
in,
the
and
basic.
there's no hook yet, right? The video hasn't started in my mind. Now she is establishing authority by saying I'm a gastroenterologist, blah, blah, blah. But with these social videos, people don't need to know all that. Ideally, your username, which she should have hers changed to like Dr. Mole, right? So that automatically establishes authority. But if people really want to know who you are and what your authority is, they can go to your profile and find out that info. You don't need to qualify yourself with every video by any means. Just start out with a hook. That's it. Do not say hello. Just go for it, right? Here's a couple good examples.
Next time you have a sore throat, congested ears or sinuses, or swollen lymph nodes, try contrast hydrotherapy.
My favorite snacks is a registered dietitian to up your fiber intake, but we're not just going to up our fiber intake. We're going to turn these into power-packed snacks.
Really fast. My favorite snacks as a registered dietitian for your fiber intake, blah, 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 right? So that's a good way to do your hook, but also say who you are as fast as you can. Okay, so with the editing, again, there we are. A couple ways you can do this. Do your edits. You can just record one sentence at a time and then edit them together. That's one way to do it, so you don't have to like memorize a whole script. Here's a quick example.
We need to start looking at Instagram differently. When I host a workshop or work with a client, I hear this every single time. Shannon and I have really been overcomplicating this.
Okay, see how she's
I tell them this.
Like in a different place every time. She's recording one sentence at a time and then editing that together. So that's one way to record your video easily without having to memorize anything or use a teleprompter. Of course, you can use a teleprompter. That's my next suggestion. I use them when I use professional equipment. I have people write a script and come in and we'd use a teleprompter. But you can also use it on your phone. And this is what that looks like. There's no sound here, but the text just rolls near the lens and you just read it. You can do vertical or horizontal, and there you go. So if you just want to write out a script, so you say exactly what you want to say, hook, value, call to action. It does take a little time to kind of get the pacing down and the right scroll speed and all that. But once you do that, it's a quicker, easy way to get your videos recorded. Now with editing, like let's say you shoot something with your teleprompter app, you want to at least trim off the beginning and end of your clip. Nobody wants you to post a video where they see you do this, blah, 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 and then do this at the end. You want to trim that down, which you can do in your phone's native camera app or Photos app. You just hit edit and it'll let you trim with handles along the side of it. You want to at least the most basic form of editing, trim the beginning and end of your clips. I'm going to skip that. And then for a little bit more editing, CapCut is a good app to use for editing if you're like new to it. That's a good one to try. This is the teleprompter app I use on my phone. It's just called Teleprompter, and it's a pretty good one. Granted, you could always send your videos out for professional editing too. You can shoot them yourself and then have a company like mine do your editing. That way you don't have to learn how to do anything. Or you don't have to spend the time doing it. Like, yeah, you could learn how to edit, anyone could, but do you have the time? Do you want to take the time, right? That's up to you. But so that's an option as well. I know we're running up on time here and I want to take some questions, but I also want to tell you I have an event coming up October 3rd called Social Content Day. This is essentially the quickest, fastest, most cost-effective way to get 10 high-quality professional videos created to help you grow on social. So this is a done with you service. So you write the scripts with training from me, similar to this, but more in-depth training on how to write your scripts, how to come up with your topics. You write them, send them to us. We have them ready on shoot day, loaded in the teleprompter. You come in, read your 10 scripts, change outfits a couple times. We do the editing, send them back out to you to post. We also have training on best practices for posting as well, so you're not alone there. And I have 5 spots left for this event. It's a 45-minute spot that you're coming in to film on October 3rd. We're in West Denver, the studio. And if you want to find out more about that, that is the website that it is all at. And you can also book a call with me there if you want to talk about anything video-wise too. Okay, we have 3 minutes. I'd love to take some questions.
Aletha, do you want to jump in with the Amazon gift card drawing so we don't run out of time?
Yes. Well, again, thank you guys for joining us and spending some time with us on your Monday morning. Hopefully you guys got some great tips from Heather. We appreciate the fabulous information. If you need those last minute CE credits, don't forget to join us on Tuesday, October 22nd for 1031 Secrets to Win listings. And we'll go ahead, if there's no other questions, I'll go ahead and do the drawing here for the Amazon gift card. And we've got Angela. So Angela, if you could send me your contact information in the chat or email me at talitha.fulmer@hairtitle.com, I will get that coordinated for pickup. Thank you guys again for joining us.